Tash, the people of YouTube, they want to know. They want to know a big question. What's happening with the OTTBSs? I just mucked that up.
How many T's?
What's happening with the thoroughbreds?
Yes. So,
I want to know actually as well.
And so remind me of their names because they're still Big Bay and Little Brown to me.
Aurora, Little.
Okay.
Nova, Big. Okay, what's happening with them?
So, what's happened?
Because I want to see what's happening this year. Well, I want to find out what's...
Well, lots happened at the end of last year. Are we showing that? That was pretty full on.
We will, yeah.
Yes.
It kind of... 2020 just continued in its trend towards the end of the year, didn't it? And then we just didn't have resources and time, like with staff even too, because, you know, people can't come from overseas. People couldn't even leave their homes more than like 5 kilometres for 100 odd, 200 odd, how many days we were locked down? A good 100. And
the lockdowns are still rolling in.
They are still going around the world.
So we are sending you lots of love wherever you are and whatever you're experiencing. But for us, the thoroughbreds did get a little bit on pause and on hold. So we'll explain a little bit more later in the video of what happened. Yes,
you probably saw the little thumbnail for this video. You're kind of like, well, what is that's coming out of the horse's foot? And Tash's face, are the two related?
Oh, my face.
Are those two incidents related? Did you fall off and that's what happened to your face? No, is the answer.
It certainly looked like it.
It does. But let's, we kind of got 3, we're going to summarise up kind of how December and that went with 3 kind of just, this is 2020. And the first one, let's talk about what happened with your face.
My beautiful face that was not my face. Even my children, you could tell my children would come in and they're like, where's mummy? Mummy got eaten by her face. Literally the bottom part of my face ate my eye.
Yep.
Is what it looks
like.
Well,
it actually started about 2 weeks prior to that. So I'll show you guys, but up near our house we got just a native beehive just came in our oak tree.
Let the bees be.
We've walked under it for months.
Bees are very...
They do their thing above us.
Yes.
We go under.
What's that word?
Equilibrium?
Yeah.
Symbiosis,
but okay. Equilibrium works too, yes.
And just one day we're walking back down here to the arena and one chased you.
Walking.
And
I don't think it chased me. I walked and I just ran into its bum. That's what happened. Because the stinger's on its bum.
I think I got you around here. I feel like I can still see
it was like right at my hairline.
Yes.
And I didn't see it. It's not like I was like, oh, there's a bee coming and I tried to dodge it and it came. I literally was walking and then a bee's bum fell into my face, into my forehead. And I was like, ah, ah, ah. Literally they were the noises I made.
I was not quick enough to get my camera out to record that. I had to go and help Tash.
Get out! Phil!
Not the bees! Ah!
Is there something in there? And he's like, yep, there's something in there. And he's digging and then he gets the stinger out. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, a bee just died because of me, because they die when they lose their stingers, don't they? It was very sad. I'm like, so it's like its whole bum is still on my face because it's stingers in my face, get it off. And then I was like, oh my God, that really hurts. Oh, that really hurts. And I was crying and I came into the office and I'm like, oh, I just got stung by a bee and it hurt. Because I have a theory, head injuries hurt more than like a foot injury. Like if you get stung, I'm sure I've been stung by a bee on my foot and I was like, oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
But on your forehead, so much burning, throbbing pain.
Yeah.
But I was okay.
You're all right, but then...
You couldn't even tell. Once, and that was about half an hour of pain, and then I was like, oh, did I get stung by a bee? It was a little bit bruised.
Yeah, it just looked like a little
tiny
rash. And then what happened? 2 weeks later, barely 2 weeks, we leave the office, we're going back to the house, and we started actually detouring our path.
Yes, so I went, let's detour past the bees. The detour was working great.
And then one
day...
day...
with the kids too. There was all 4 targets they had.
One just started chasing you. And I could see you screeching around and stuff. And
waving.
It just chased you.
Why are you running?
And you wouldn't guess where it would actually sting Tash. You couldn't have written it. Like if I was trying to write a movie about a bee just attacking people, where would it go? On your eyelid.
Thank God I have enough reflexes to shut my eyelid when something's flying at my eye. Otherwise I would have got stung in the eye. It was right in the middle of my eyelid. It was like just, with a closed eye, it was just right there.
Yeah. So we're at the house, and Tash is like,
And
it's somewhere, and we're like, we're pulling here, and we literally just pulled the sting off your eyelid, and then you're like, it's a little bit sore, but it's not too bad, and it wasn't as bad as your head one, and then
wasn't it? I can't remember, but I remember just going. I just couldn't believe I got stung by a bee twice in 2 weeks, and then Phil at the end of the night said it's a little bit swollen, but nothing.
Nothing.
Or did you not even say anything?
Nothing.
So we just assumed it would be like the previous bee sting of nothing. Wasn't until I woke up that morning and Phil rolled over in bed to see his beautiful wife.
And Tash looked like this. She just looked exactly like this. It was different.
Was it the most scariest morning you've ever had?
You kind of woke up saying, I can't see.
And you went, I can see how you wouldn't be able to see.
Yes. So that was the incident of the fate, and that was just 2 bee stings in 2 weeks, and
my body clearly went, the immune response I gave you the first time did not stop this venom coming into your body. So let's really attack this venom for a second time.
Yeah. Happy 2020, those bees said to you.
And it kept getting worse. I kept going, surely this is as big as it gets. Just kept getting bigger. I ended up having to go to the doctor. Did I get antibiotics for cellulitis?
You had to get antibiotics. You had to get some other stuff. You got a whole lot. You came up with a bag of kind of drugs and.
And I don't like to take drugs. I was like, no, not antibiotics. Surely there's something else. No, your face will never be the same unless you take these drugs.
It was different.
It was so bad.
Anyway.
And painful. Because my face was in my eye.
And that actually put you out of action for
I did not ride
a
for
week
a
and a half,
long time.
I think, at least. So we couldn't do anything
can't
there.
Ride if you can't
we couldn't
see.
even record videos. So
I was like, please don't tell me there's a YouTube video I have to film because I'll just scare everyone. No. We were doing live caroling. So I was doing live caroling like Phantom of the Opera because it was, if I covered half my face, it wasn't as scary.
Yeah.
That was number 1.
Okay, number 2. Number 2 it's actually around Nova again. Like we've already had a Nova story previously when the tree came across her paddock and she escaped.
Yes, what is it with this horse?
Again, we're going to cut to some footage, and it's Tash and I again running down to the paddock because after we received a phone call. So yeah, we got a call from the groom saying your horse is on 3 legs, Tash. Nova, something's happened to her. She's stepped on something. So we ran down.
I have a very pretty run.
You do, and you weren't even quickly dressed for it. You still had thongs on.
Always in my
flip-flops, however people like to call them. And we came here, and she was walking.
And I was like, she's walking. She's on 4 legs. We're okay.
Yeah, she's walking, and she's fine.
I don't even think she looks too late.
But we didn't know what was on. It's not until she stood still, and then she lifted up her back leg like there. You can just see a little bit. And we came around, and it was there that I saw a bit of metal just sticking out of her foot. And I think we go into a bit of a zoomed view, but it was it's basically, it ended up, I think it's something that had come off a fence maybe a long time ago. I kind of recognised the thing from seeing it before on fences around the property.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because it's got that middle square around it, I actually think it's actually not going in too deep, which is the hope.
And we've had horses in these paddocks for like 10 years. She's the one that finds it.
Yes.
Like,
and so then we had
happen?
to, I think here she'd been sedated because the vet had to come because we couldn't pull it out ourselves. And then we got a little bit of stuff from the vet just showing us what it was. And see with the nut on there, he's gone.
Thank God.
I think he actually tells us now
I think
anyway.
she's lucky. I think it's actually only gone up to the level of the nut.
Yeah.
So the fact the nut was on it's probably helped quite a
saved
bit.
her.
Yeah. Mostly into the groove of the frog there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's hit blood.
Oh,
which is really good. So I think we're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
But I think, obviously she's a bit tender, but it's not. So I think the flies are causing more problems than anything.
Yeah.
And then just a bit of a run. And what I do is do that on the other side tomorrow.
Okay, so
just swap
it.
sides. Yeah.
Okay.
So yes.
Just the most random, how does this horse find the nut after 10 years of other horses being in this paddock and she's the one that finds it? How does my eyelid find a bee's bum 2 weeks in a row? Like, I just don't understand what's going on.
No, but anyway, yeah, so she was out of action. So we had Tash out of action for a while. The horse out of action for a while, and we had to give her a couple more penicillins and stuff like that. It was really good. Didn't need any packing, just a bit of cleaning.
Yeah, insane.
And as he said, luckily with that nut there, it stopped it going any deeper. Yeah. So I'm thinking from what he says, like the soft part of the hoof part, it's just in that part where it's tough.
And I think as much as I say, oh my God, if people are saying, oh, well, that's bad luck, or, you know, I don't believe in any of that. And anything, you just go, well, thank God I wasn't allergic to bees and became anaphylactic and, like, ran out of oxygen and died, because we don't have EpiPens here, like, on the property. And thank God it didn't go, as you said, into a completely different part of the shoe, of a hoof, or not have the bolt on it. And then she was, like, going to need 6 months off. And so, what's the third thing?
Well, the third thing was more kind of an amusing thing with our arena. You were riding one time, and you're like, it's getting rather soft in one part of the arena, and it was getting water on there.
Surely there's something leaking.
Yeah, and it's just the things were starting to just crumble towards the end of the year, obviously with different you and the horse, and then the arena. And wouldn't say I'm the best handyman. I can do some things handy.
Phil grew up in the suburbs. He's not a farmer, and he's on a farm. No. And there's certain expectations because he's a man that he's got this.
Yeah. But for those of you who've ever played a game called Mousetrap, she's kind of it's just a game of, like, the way they put it together. It's not the best, is it, Tash?
I don't like Mousetrap, no.
For my trying to stop the water on the arena, I just grabbed what I could.
You did.
I got pipes, I got ropes, I got different things that just dribbled along. You can see it here, and I managed to run it under the shed. Start getting the puddle of water, because
again, it doesn't matter.
It's flexibility, isn't it? Yeah. So it's just it's flexibility. It's all that stuff, and if you can get it done, and then this is the time of the year with Christmas, we can't get any people out, like they're all on holidays.
No plumbers.
We had to do what we could do.
Yeah.
And this was just finished up that Christmas time. That was just the end of the year.
Merry Christmas. Happy
But we are now in the new year.
Yeah.
It's all looking. Things
Does
are
everyone
looking
like
better.
Shiny New Year?
I do. I know you love it.
Yeah, I was going to say too. I don't think you care.
It doesn't matter too much to me.
I'm all about make it shiny.
So what can we expect? What's happening this year with the OTs? I'm just calling them OTs now.
These girls need to start going to a dressage competition.
Yes.
So they're back in work, and we will be releasing, their progress very soon. They need more regular work. There's a lot going on with my time. So we're actually, is that what we're doing? We're going to, someone's going to come and help me with the riding. So I will at least ride them once or twice a week, but they just need to be ridden every day, like at least 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Even if that's just a lunge or a walk or just whatever that is. They won't need to be drilled. I'll drill I hate that word, drill the dressage. I don't mean drill the dressage 5 days a week, but I can come in and do the dressage training once or twice, and then the rest of the time is just riding and ticking them along.
Riding, ticking, a bit of fun. They're going to learn some tricks and stuff like that, just to keep them mentally occupied.
Yeah.
And then who doesn't like a dive a horse with a trick? A little bit of a bow or something
and
like that.
And then I think the goal would be to get them to an unofficial competition or something. I think that would be amazing. And then I think it would be amazing to, do we talk about that now or later?
Later. Okay. I like to keep some things to it. Yes, but it's going to be cool. We're going to document it all. We're going to be getting back to regular vids of showing their progress, and then showing their training, and then race them through the grades. I want to see how quickly you can go through the grades.
Steady on.
Medium, 3rd level, here we come. That's what I want to see. Don't you want to see that?
Oh, I'd like to see that, but apparently I have to do the work for that. So.
Yes, but that's where we are. That's the story. They're coming back.
Yes.
Hopefully by next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So happy 2021. I hope 2021, I know, of course, it's not a magical shiny new year. What we had in December 31st is still around in January the 1st. And as I said earlier, just our thoughts and love are with you wherever you're at and whatever you're experiencing right now. So the thing is, we can't control what we can't control what we can't control. All we can control is our response. So
when's your response?
I encourage you to choose your response. I encourage you to choose a response that will work for you, and we're just sending you lots of love.
Yeah. Until next time.
See you soon.